All right, so today, gentlemen, we're focusing on two things: communications and then weapon systems. So communications, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. As for the weapon systems, that's your M249, your M320 or M203, depending on your preference, and then your AT4s. So a lot of you are billeted into specialized weapons. I mean, every single one of you should have some kind of weapon that requires a higher degree of competence. Like the AT4, that's for all of our base riflemen. Grenadiers all have our grenade launchers, of course, and then automatic riflemen. I mean, it's really fucking straightforward. Only people that don't carry that shit are team leaders, and even then, they might carry a law just in case. So you all have to fucking know this shit. And if you cover someone's ass for a night and someone has to be automatic rifleman that's not used to it, you gotta fucking know your shit. You can't be like a fish out of water. So we're gonna start off with communication because that's so fucking basic. It's not even funny. And I'm gonna try to be concise about this because that's how military communication. So let me use what we were just doing as an example. When we were doing radio checks, Knudsen, what was one key fucking factor about what I was doing with those radio checks? Just something that comes to your mind.
Short and concise.
Fucking precisely. There's no bullshit. Like I said, you're not comparing dicks on there. You're not chit-chatting. It's yes or no. I mean, every now and then we break fucking procedure and, we joke around. I'm not talking about that. But I'm talking like when we're fucking downrange and we're taking contact, you gotta be really fucking quick. There's just no time for nonsense. And it's self-fucking explanatory as to why. So I'm not gonna bore you with the fucking ethos on that. Just know that it has to be quick. You gotta prioritize vital information and you gotta get off that net. Because the more you hog that net, someone could be calling on a T-72 or you're trying to describe one dude with an AK a fucking click out. That's just not okay. So most of the times when you're on the fucking net, it's because you're trying to relay contact or you're just trying to relay basic orders. So leadership, your orders have to stay pretty concise. But team leaders, your orders aren't usually that complex anyways.
User left your channel.
We're gonna go even lower because, here it's about the very basics. So First Arm Black outlined 3Ds, or 1 second, Badger. Just that way I can, because I'm tapped out right now. There's 3Ds to communication and calling contact: distance, direction, and description. So with that is it's very fucking simple. When you see a bad guy, first you give the distance. I see a fucking rabbit to my northeast, I'm not fucking kidding, 50 meters out. So he's northeast, bearing fucking 40, and it's got 2 ears and a fat ass. And that's a description. So I gave distance, direction, description. Yeah, you had a question, Badger?
Yeah. So it's a bit of an unrelated question, but still related to communication.
Okay.
I'm used to the normal version of TFR. So imagine I've got two additional channels. So I've got an additional channel set and a main channel set.
Yes.
If I talk over my additional in this version of TFR, I can't hear the main channel. Does that happen for anybody else?
So
I think if you talk over any channel, all incoming traffic gets muted.
Yeah. So the way that works, that's your. What happens is you're transmitting on a frequency on your radio, meaning that your radio isn't receiving; it's transmitting. So it's too busy transmitting the fucking signal to receive. So basically, you have to stop transmitting to listen, and that's why conciseness is important. It kind of illustrates that. Because Badger, if you're talking to me about like 5 bad guys, I can't talk over you to say there's a T-72 coming at us, right? Because you can't hear me.
Yes.
Right. So Badger, what would be the best solution? If I need to, what would cause the problem if I need to call it the T-72? And you're calling out your 5 guys first. What would be the problem that you create?
Well, I'm holding up the traffic on the radio net for a start.
Mm-hmm.
User joined your channel.
That would be a priority target anyway, so it would be stop talking about your 5 guys and hurry up your call out. So use your 3Ds, finish up, and let someone else talk.
Right, because it's not so much that it's like those 5 guys aren't important, but but you never know when someone's going to come up. So if you get in the habit of keeping everything super short using those 3Ds, you avoid the problem, because that guy waiting to call it the T-72 knows, all right, he's not going to be on the net long. We're not going to die in the span of 2 seconds, hopefully. So, you know, you're saving everyone's life by being fucking concise.
User joined your channel.
So, we're going to use the 3Ds, I mean, all the fucking time. And this is going to be a basic expectation. So, you guys here are a little bit of the exception because most of the platoon isn't here right now for one reason or another. I'm not going to cry about that. What that means is that, so I'm in a situation where, you know, I'm, you know, PV2 dumbass. And I see that fucking bunny over there, and I'm like, hey, guy, sir.
User left your channel.
Like, and you want to fucking shoot me, but you can't because there's a law against that. So what you got to do is say, hey, private dumbass, shut the fuck up. Well, don't say it in those words, but, you know, private dumbass, hey, you need to cut it out. You got to be the guys that are holding your buddies accountable whenever they're hogging up that fucking shit. I'm moving fast, guys, so any questions, any concerns about how fast I'm moving, but I'm trying to keep this short for your sake.
What freak are you guys on, by the way, so I can hear you guys talk?
111.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything that you said.
Well, you started to transmit and it cut out but you were still transmitting. It was just the actual speech was cut out.
Oh, okay, well, this is probably doubly annoying. There you go.
Yeah, because then no one's even speaking. It's just the transmit is blocked.
Could you hear me locally, though?
No. I heard you detransmit, like click off the button. I didn't hear you speak, but I heard the transmit sound.
Just heard the squelch tail, but no voice.
Alright, I know what to do. 1 second.
User disconnected from your channel.
Re-enable TFAR. Usually does it.
This is the problem we were having the first op that we use this new update.
Gonna talk, I'm check. Okay, hold on, that's not on the right channel.
This is the problem with using beta versions of
User
mods.
joined your channel.
Radio check, 111, Tiny, over. You guys copy that?
Tiny, this is Hurt, loud and clear, over.
See that?
Comp check 111.
Tal, this is Tiny, Roger, out.
User joined your channel.
Alright, so I'm gonna try this again.
Hey guys, I see
User
a
left
fucking,
your channel.
looks like a, enemy infantry, yeah, it's about like 150 meters out. He's just standing there on his own. Can we get a guy on that?
Did you guys want to shoot me by the end of that?
Yeah.
I hope so. I mean, and this is, it's like, it's not super fucking egregious when you think about it. I've heard guys do this all the time. All the time. And it's because we're human. You know, it can happen when we're 3 hours into an op and, you know, we're fucking tired as hell. You know, we had a couple beers to relax and now it's kind of catching up with us. You know, that kind of thing. So you don't need to be an asshole about saying, hey, we need to tighten up our comms, but you still got to relay it. Because if you're not covering someone, don't expect anyone else to. So always try to step up and just say, hey, dude, cool it on the comms. It's raining them. So remember those 3Ds: distance, direction, description. It's really simple. We're going to use it a bit more once we go out and live fire, but I'm not going to try to contrive a fucking excuse here, you know, to go through the pathologies of it. So any questions on communications? Because that's like the bare bones. That's really simple, straightforward stuff for infantry. Like team leaders, squad leaders, do you guys have any questions about how you might be using it?
Oh, I'm good.
Yeah, it all seems pretty clear, really.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like putting one foot in front of the other a lot of the time.
Also, just to check, 3Ds are distance, direction, description?
Yes.
Generally
generally in that order, but if you say like direction first, it doesn't help for everyone's heads to be turning at the same time, you know, looking around there, and then you gave the distance. As long as you don't give the description first, because, like, that's going to come last. I'm going to forget that while I'm trying to find the dude if you never tell me where he is, right?
What about status? Like, are we supposed to relay whether they're alert, you know, guns up, or what?
Come on the description, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so that's part of description, and that kind of comes last. I mean, what you would say is like, so if you want to be short about it, is
Contact, 500 meters, northeast, bearing 30, break. He's standing alone, unaware. Over.
So when you have a lot of information that you're not going to wrap up pretty quickly, you just hit break. People are still looking, trying to find it. And if you're not under fire, they're going to have the time to process, right?
The main reason something like break is important is like, I'm a medic and we have our own medical channel, and a medic might be talking about or giving an ACE report, and another medic on the other side of the map might have a mass casualty incident happen. So if you know your transmission is going to go over like 3 seconds, add in a break of like 2 seconds so someone else can transmit if something shit's going to happen. The rule of thumb that I know of.
Yeah, I mean that's always a great thing. And if someone has a big fucking thing to talk about, like a mass cas, they're probably going to say break, or priority. Say whatever they have to say to get your attention, because then that contact just doesn't mean much. But if you're under fire, like status, for instance, if they're unaware, I mean, if you're already under fire and for some reason, Arma AI's being what it is, it's not truly relevant because you're under fire. It's more or less a kind of thing you have to play by ear. It's like, okay, I'm under fire. Do I really want to spend the time talking about, what his mood is, what his favorite flavor of ice cream is? People just got to know where the guy is and then move on and deal with the thing that's shooting at them. And then if the guy's still unaware after they're done shooting, they can, talk about
User left your channel.
Brand of fucking shampoo.
User joined your channel.
Can I comment really fast?
So leave a...
I teach my guys this in armor, but always strive for simplicity with the 3Ds, and then you can shorten down things if you call them out. So like, let's say for example, there's 3 guys over there walking to those Humvees towards the northwest. I would say contact patrol northwest, or contact patrol, say 500 meters out northwest.
That's a great way of breaking it down. Punisher, did you have something else to say? I'm sorry.
I brain farted on it. Oh, I was gonna say, so just leave status to like if we're just patrolling and we notice there's a something going on over there.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, so status of the enemy is basically, we have the time. Well, first of all, you have the time. You have the time to sit down and analyze that part of it, that dimension of it. So if you're on OP and you're not engaging at the time, yeah, you want status, because that's very relevant information. Also, it's good if maybe you're in contact, your element's in contact, but you have time to look at it. Once again, you're playing it by ear. But, the time it doesn't matter is the time that is when you don't have time. I've said that word a lot, But I do want to say, Talf brings up a great way to condense information. You say patrol, it's like, I know that's no more than 3 or 4 guys. It's a fire team, right? Exactly. And if more guys pop up, you'll correct and say, oh, that's a squad. But, but your
contact squad, 500 meters northwest.
Yeah, so also remember this rule of thumb, guys, to identify enemy elements. 4+ is really a squad. Just say squad size force. Because if you're a squad and there's an enemy squad, that requires your whole unit's attention, That requires all your firepower. So relaying that information, like that's not so much status, but if you see contact, that should definitely be part of the description. It's the unit size. So know your unit sizes. If you say fucking platoon and it's like, 4 guys, I mean, we're not in France. Platoons are not fire teams. So that's actually something I've heard.
You find like a tank, a T-72. You don't have to sit there and say, this is a T-72 Bravo, T-72S, it's got ERA on the side, just say, contact tank. You find the BMP out there, contact APC.
Yeah, so the only people that need to know what type of tank it is are, like, guys with AT4s, because they need to know where to hit, and gunners on vehicles, because they need to know where to hit. But if you're just layman, just say what you need to say. If there's a tank, what you need to do is get in fucking cover. Let someone else deal with the fucking fineries of what that thing really is.
Exactly. So, say you have a fire team out there, one guy's got AT. Tell the AT guy, contact tank, he looks at it, sees the T-72S, he gets in the turret ring. That's an example.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's
user
really
left user joined your channel.
Guys. It's a lot to take in, but once again, do you guys have any questions, anything you want to go over again? Because if not, we're gonna try to move on quickly. But don't be afraid to ask if you're just slowing it. Hey, get out of here, Lieutenant. Get out. I don't get paid enough to deal with your shit.
Just remember, the reason to keep comms simple was because people talk over each other all the time when things get too descript. So if you keep it short, you can get your thing out and then be done. Precisely. No risk of cluttering things up.
So no more questions, boys?
User left your channel.
We're good, Tony.
All right, good. One question. Mom's texting me. Sorry, Franco.
User left your channel. User left your channel.
Shirley's a mom. She's asking me if I need anything fucking Zeused. Do we need any cookies? Milk?
I mean, I could use a bottle of water.
I want some Teddy Grahams.
I like a bowl of cereal, to be honest.
Oh my god, you are little kids.
I
Alright.
just almost pulled the trigger on somebody. I've been in class all week. I haven't got to play Arma at all, so I'm ready to shoot somebody.
Alright, well, real quick, we gotta talk about weapon systems, but I feel like a lot of you guys already gonna know it. So, let's see. Fucking AT4. Alright, everyone here should know how to use an AT4. Who here has never handled an AT4 before? Or rather, an M136.
Isn't that part of basic?
It should be. Just two. All right, just 2 pointers about the AT4. Or wait, did someone have something to say? I'm sorry. No. Okay. Two basic things. One. Every time you pull that fucking thing out, ask for backblast clear. Okay. Because there are times where something drove up on me, I just had to fucking shoot it, and sure enough, I had a staff sergeant behind me. He lived, but you know, it had to happen that way, and if I had yelled backblast clear, he could have gotten out of the way, and that would have been simple. 2, you can change the zero wing with page up, page down. Please do that. I've seen some very shameful misses in this unit. So fucking zero your weapon, ask for distance if you can get it, and fucking hit it with the proper zeroing. It goes up by increments of 50 from my understanding. To a certain point, anyways. Alright. We'll get some AT4s, we'll get some contact to shoot with that, and we'll see how competent you guys actually are. Second, the Grenadier. M320, I suggest you guys put that M203 away.
User joined your channel.
Is an archaic piece of shit. M320 actually reads properly. The 203 reads from the top, and your fucking sights can get in the way of it. But if you prefer the 203, I'm not going to fucking knock you. You do you. But I personally think it just gets in the way. The M320 has side zeroing, or side sights, they're much better. I mean, much of the Grenadier is pretty fucking simple. You don't use it if you're not supposed to. And when you do use it, it's about displacing entrenched enemies, destroying hard points in general. It's so fucking simple, guys. Another thing, pack smokes with them, please. We do use them. Long range smoke is key. Even if it bounces around, if you put 5 of them out, it will cover an area. So, you know, it's great for launching an attack because you put smoke right on the enemy and you can move across an open field like you want it. So pack a lot of smoke. Not a ridiculous amount, be weight conscious, but enough. Alright, and a rule of thumb I would say is like 5 minimum. 10 you might be overdoing it, but it depends on your weight. Alright, lastly, automatic rifleman. I've seen way too many of you motherfuckers just going fucking ham on that trigger. So that shit's gotta stop. That gun is, you say die motherfucker die in your burst. It's really straightforward. So you raise your rifle, die motherfucker die, lower it. I mean, that's basically as long as it needs to be. Otherwise you're just burning ammo and making your barrel super hot so you jam. So you gotta be quick, concise with that gun. And every one of you better be fucking support your M249 gunner. Because they're like sitting ducks when they're using that thing. So if you see a baddie like take an aim on him, make sure you support him. Watch his flanks. Basic shit. You're supporting that weapon because that weapon system is what kills the most bad guys. It's gonna save your life. Really simple shit. Go ahead, Knudsen.
User joined your channel.
To keep in mind for when your 249 gunner has to reload, because then it's the responsibility of the rest of the fire team to provide the fire support, because that, you know, the 3 M4s are almost not as equivalent as a 249. So the 3 M4s that are in the rest of the fire team have to make up for the lack of fire that's going downrange, and that 249 guy has to reload.
Yes, and that's partly what your full auto setting is for, though the AI doesn't really care about our full auto, so, you know, semi-adequate, but still be putting accurate fire down, be suppressing for his sake. Alright, simple shit, guys. Those are really the weapon systems I wanted to cover. I mean, you guys should be competent in that. I don't see any AT4s. Let's see.
I have one.
One? Do I just not see it on your...
User joined your channel.
It's invisible, Hurt. What are you doing?
Also,
I don't
something
know.
really fast.
You might
when
have
want
the
to go for
TF-47
my fire mark place on the map, I can teleport you all there, and then that thing is up.
I don't think they use the tier
Yeah, we
47.
don't use this
Yeah.
for, so.
Got a different one.
Okay, gentlemen. So Tal, can you go ahead and set up a infantry force in St. Louis with some,
Let me go ahead and take a little fast. Also, everybody join up on Tiny. So
Oh, it is. Jules doesn't even have any.
Ceasefire. Hold by. Dismounts.
User left your channel. User left your channel. User joined your channel. Left your channel. User joined your channel.
Guys, how we doing, Emma?
It moved south. It's behind the building now. Probably over on this side again. Right there between buildings, you see it? Right there. 240. Between buildings, 240.
Details down, details down.
Cause we hug you